Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about One Punch Man World, the best possible teams. This guide is going to be good for telling you exactly what you could use in Maelstrom, what characters are pretty much the best. We're going to be interchanging them. We're going to be moving on from each little team. I'm going to put down timestamps at the bottom of the video while we talk about these different teams, their playstyles, their cards, pretty much what they are. As someone who knows a lot about the game, I can tell you for sure what teams are pretty much the best possible teams you could possibly run and what their uses are. So let's just go ahead and knock out the first team. No, the first team we're going to talk about is pretty much a world team. A world team, and we're going to talk about some free to play choices. We're going to talk about some pay to play choices, and we're going to talk about some pay to win choices. Now, I guess we could start off with the whales. Now, with the whales, whenever a lot of whales join the game, they like to beat the game as fast as possible, and it's totally understandable why. You know what I mean? And the best possible team to do that for a lot of the world teams, pretty much knocking out all the story content, is a multicolor team. So we're just going to talk about some multicolor usages. We're going to talk about some characters that could fill some certain roles, and we're going to talk about a lot of characters and their usages. So first things first, let's go ahead and knock out the first possible team you can knock out as a pay-to-win player. Now, possibly the best defender in the game. Obviously, we're going to run in Putty Putty Prisoner. We're going to run in the best support for the other color, which is blue. We're going to do blue Tatsumaki here. So we got red, blue. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in some green Silverfang as a healer. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in a purple SSR Genos as the breaker. This multicolor team is pretty much the best loadout you could possibly run because every single character here will do their job perfect and they will knock out all the content without a problem. They all have their own specialty cards and very specific cards. Now, you can change this out just to be a lot faster. For instance, we could do Metal Knight instead. Metal Knight instead of Genos. We could do, instead of Tatsumaki, we can run Blizzard. And we could switch out Silverfang for where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Sonic. Okay, so let me explain here. So whenever it comes to just the best color character in the team, and that'll be red. Red is definitely the best tank, so we got to keep running the tank. Best offhand would be Fubuki. She also counts as a healer. So she has a healer card as her SSR card. So we have an immunity character, a healer character, and we have a damage character, two damage characters at that. Because Sonic is a green technical character, Fubuki is a blue character, and Metal Knight is a amazing support purple character. So that is the best possible teams you could possibly run as a multicolor team. Let's say you want to throw Atomic Samurai into the mix, so we could do that. The reason this team doesn't have a breaker, by the way, is because you could just pretty much out damage all the content. And we're going to talk about another type of team that we can run, which is kind of like this, but not exactly. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So let's go ahead and talk about where is he? Dream World Saitama, obviously, is the red character. Breaker Atomic Samurai. If you are running a Breaker Atomic Samurai, obviously, we're going to go ahead and throw in what's another good character. So we got red, we got green. Now for blue, we're obviously going to try to run. I guess Tatsumaki again as the immunity unit. And then as healer, we could possibly run into what's another good unit for healing? I guess it would just be running the sisters. Running the sisters would possibly be the best, or running Silverfang. I know you're going to be doing an extra green. You're not going to get a purple, but there's not any purple healers in the game at the moment. For instance, Metal Knight is an attacker. Genos is a breaker. And there's not really a purple unit for healing besides if we want to throw in some SR units. But we're talking about pay to win teams, so I'm talking about going all in on the bank. You know what I mean? Now let's talk about the free to play world teams and what are your best possible options. Obviously, we're going to run with the gauntlet, the big three. Obviously, we're going to talk about them. because they're just an amazing team. The big three are the characters that you actually start off with in the game, and they're probably some of the most impressive characters. Now, if you don't know, you can pretty much guarantee yourself every single character's cards at least one time. So there's never going to be a possible problem with getting these guys' cards. It's just a matter of when do you actually get the cards. Now, let's go ahead and talk about their roles, where they are in the game, and what do they do. So, for instance, we have Lightning Max, best one of the best attackers in the game. Very very impressive unit. Does a crap ton of damage if you give him the chance and build him well with crit. Obviously, Triple Staff Lily is your green unit. Both Triple Staff Lily and Smile Man are green units. Smile Man is a resolute attacker tank style character. Tatsumaki is a breaker character. Amazing units. And if we're going to throw in another unit I started off with in this mix was pretty much throwing in a purple unit. So that would be Snek. Now, these times you could also run SSR Genos. You don't have to run his. You can still run his SR card, which does give damage, but that's just the way to go. This is like the most free to play you could really get with the team. This is like not spinning, not doing anything. These are just characters that you're guaranteed. Now, another good free to play option would also be Metal Knight. Metal Knight is a good free to play option. Also, you could also get your hands on Silverfang. You could also get your hands on Putty Putty Prisoner. Whatever you really feel like getting your hands on first. Obviously, if I were to say what free to play teams we could obviously go for here, some of the best would be definitely getting rid of Smile Man. Sorry, Smile Man, but we need to keep it multicolor, especially if you're running free to play, because then you got to make sure that you're running the appropriate types of teams with what resources you have. This is without guaranteed pities and stuff like that. So, obviously, we got blue attacker, green uh, composure breaker. We have tank right here, which is red morale, high DPS by the way. And then we also have another composure breaker if you want to run that Genos. But if you only want to run as SR card, you could get another damage unit here, another good purple unit. So another way I would switch this out is if I were to do instead, let's say you went for Metal Knight. If you went for Metal Knight, then this is another team you could run, which would possibly be really, really good. Another one is we're going to go ahead and throw in Metal Knight's an attacker, so we're going to throw in immunity unit E Iron. We're going to throw in healer unit Snek. Oh no, not for this build, not for this build. We're going to go ahead and throw in who's another good unit for green? Possibly, actually, green would be Smile Man because he's a healer unit. And then for red, we would obviously throw in SR Genos. Now, the reason why is because SR Genos is an amazing unit, but if you don't want to run DPS range, like double DPS range, because this is a very, very compatible team, very, very good team at that, because of the fact that you have range, amazing defender class style attacker, and amazing defender class style attacker as well. But if you want some more composure breaking, then I would also recommend Stinger. Stinger's also an amazing pick out. You can't really get away from this guy. He's an amazing unit. Very, very solid character for breaking. And if you let him do his thing, he'll possibly be able to do probably some of the most composure reduction out of most units. Now, another way you could switch this out, let's say you want, you don't have these guys. There's a switcheroo. You could do Healer, Moomin, Rider. Healer, Moomin, Rider, immunity E Iron, attacker purple, Metal Knight, and then we could also throw in the composure breaker. Who is the composure breaker for green? Green composure breaker is. Wait, do we not have one? Am I tripping? Oh, I don't think we have a green composure breaker, do we? Oh no, we do. Yeah, I'm tripping. Actually, I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. Triple Staff Lily. She's like my favorite character too. All right, so that's those possible teams for that guy. Now let's go ahead and throw in. Let's say you go in for the healer Silverfang, which is a green unit. Healer Silverfang, which means we're going to be running immunity blue iron. You can't go wrong with this guy. He's an amazing immunity character. Super solid. We're going to run attacker Genos, red morale attacker Genos. Then we're going to be running a purple unit. Now, purple unit would possibly go for, honestly, Job Hunters. Oh, Job Hunter Saitama is very, very good, but honestly, we want more because we got green healer, we got blue immunity, we got red attacker, so we need purple composure breaker. Yeah, composure breaker. So that would be Spring Mustachio. Spring Mustachio is the purple composure breaker for this team. There's not many composure breakers for purple, sadly, besides that guy. And then Genos. So we can throw in double Genos in this department due to the fact that even though he's an SSR character, the only problem is you'd be trying to use your chance card and you only have like one of the selector cards. So one of the selector cards is not enough for both characters, sadly. Hence why I say the more free to play option would possibly be just running Spring Mustachio instead in place of SSR Genos. But that's because you could get his composure reduction card very, very easily. So that does it for the world teams. All right, now we're going to go ahead and dip into the mono red team. So pretty much the first mono red team. Okay, so let's talk about the characters that consist in mono red. That would be Putty Prisoner. We would obviously be throwing in Stinger. We're just going to be looking at what characters are actually red in this game. We have Moomin Rider. We have SR Genos. Dreamworld Saitama. And that's about it. We don't have a lot to work with on the red roster. Because the red roster is underdeveloped, of course. We only got like 2 SSRs, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? We'll probably get more characters as we get through the game. And we'll talk about more characters whenever we actually dip into the future. So, obviously, we're going to make the best red team pretty much to run. But obviously, you run this team right here. You have an immunity character, which is Putty Prisoner, amazing tank. You have the highest damage dealer on the red team, which is, of course, Saitama. We have a healer right here, which is Moomin Rider. And we have Composure Breaker Stinger. That's pretty much it for the red team. So this part of the video is going to be pretty damn short. Of course, the free-to-play option would be replacing Dreamworld Saitama. Now you have yourself a free-to-play red team, and this is all the characters you could possibly get, SRs included. So that was pretty much it. 2 minutes of just that. That was pretty much it. All right, so let's go ahead and dip into green. Green is where things get a little more complicated because we have green healer, green composure breaker. We have green breaker again. We have green attacker. And we have green healer. And I think that's it. And green attacker again. So this is Golden Ball, by the way, if no one knows. That is Golden Ball, a Golden Ball. He is actually a real character, so don't trip whenever you see Golden Ball. It's Golden Ball. What can I say? Anyways, so let's talk about the pay-to-win version of this. So, if we're going to run pay-to-win, obviously you probably already have Atomic Samurai, you whales out there, dirty dogs. But if we're talking about like if this is the future, obviously we're not going to throw in Atomic Samurai, because if you're pay-to-winning, you probably ran on the standard banner, and you probably have more copies of Sonic. So, the pay-to-win possible team would be doing this. So we'd run this, get rid of this, and this is the best possible pay-to-win damage team you could possibly run. Why? You have Sonic, the highest damage dealer in all of Green Team. You have Golden Ball, which if you are a whale, then you possibly already have him, maxed out 6 potential, which means he's already nuking. We have Triple Staff Lily, who's an amazing composure breaker for Green Team. And then we have, of course, Silver Fang, who also is free to play and also a character like that at the same time. You could get a bunch of cards of him and then have an amazing attacker with healing. So, let's talk about the free-to-play option. The best free-to-play option would obviously be if you grabbed Silver Fang, but Silver Fang is obviously interchangeable because of the fact that we do have another healer here, and that's pretty much there. Now, let's say you didn't run Sonic because Sonic is obviously not a free-to-play character, then you'd possibly run this type of team. This possible team is probably the best green team you could possibly run with these characters. and there's not really much you could really do here. This is the only problem because you have Composure Breaker, you have Attacker, you have Healer, and then you have another Healer, which means you're missing Immunity, which is just sucks for Green Team. No immunity units at all, which is kind of weird, but that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I guess they're going to keep adding more characters as they go on. If this is the future, I would obviously throw in an immunity unit on this team, but like this is just the way it's going to be for now. Mono green is going to be very, very hard for you to do. So let's go ahead and talk about blue team, mono blue. Mono blue is pretty huge because we just got Tatsumaki. We got homeboy over here. We got homeboy over here. We got let's see. Who else do we have? We also have Zombie Man. We also have no. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So blue team, obviously, if you are a whale, you probably have Tatsumaki since the beginning of the game. If you don't, then we won't throw in Tatsumaki here. Obviously, this is the best possible team you could run with blue team because it's the only team you could run with blue team. Blue team's probably missing the most out of most characters in the game because this is the best you could possibly do free to play and pay to win wise because these are the only characters that freaking exist for a blue team at the moment. I hope that we do get another blue team character pretty soon because we are missing a character for sure. We are missing another healer, an SR healer at that. So, obviously, if you're going to be running a free to play team, you're possibly going to have none of these characters, obviously. So, let's go ahead and just switch out. And let's go ahead and switch out Lightning Max and let's just say you can't really build a free to play team with this team. It just is what it is right now. So let's go ahead and talk about the characters that you could fit into this team. So obviously we would run in the healers. This is a healer you could run. This is a healer you can run. This is a healer you could run. These characters are purple, green, and red. So you could run one of these guys as your healer. Let's just say Moomin Rider for now. And then you'd obviously try to run a you have your healer, your attacker, your thing. Now you need a composure breaker, so you could either run Lily, you could run what's another good composure breaker? You could run Sneck, you could run not Sneck. Sorry, I meant to grab Spring Mustachio. Spring Mustachio, you could run Genos in here, SSR Genos, because he's free, but that's if you get his card. If you don't get his card, then don't worry about it. Because it's a lot of choices at the beginning of the game. You do get like a choice between two SSRs for free, but the only downside is like you just only get one SSR card selector. So yeah, that just sucks. And then obviously you could also run Stinger. So that's pretty much it for that team. Now you could run any of these characters, like do that multicolor, but obviously that's the best you could really do with blue for now. And that sucks because for Maelstrom, you do need monocolor teams in order to do some of the highest damage in the game, or in order to like fully perform to the max. So let's talk about mono purple. No, mono purple's pretty stacked, honestly. We got Sneck, we got Metal Knight, we got freaking who's another good character? We got freaking Spring Mustachio, we got Genos. Scratch that. I don't think purple's pretty stacked at all. Okay, so I think this is literally it. This is literally the best team you could possibly run mono purple wise, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Because there's no immunity unit for mono purple at all. Wow. Well, if you get shocked to death, sorry. Oh wait, yeah, we do actually. My bad. We have Saitama. We have Worker Saitama. I completely forgot he existed because he looks like Tanapi, and Tanapi is right here as well. So freaking yeah. Obviously, if we're gonna be running free to play, either Metal Knight or Genos are probably your best option. These characters are super easy to get. I have all of them myself. And getting their cards is not going to be hard at all. So, I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, if we're going to talk about pay-to-win teams, obviously we're going to run Metal Knight, we're going to run Composure Breaker Genos, we're going to run Immunity Saitama, and we're going to run Healer Sneck for Mono Purple. And, if you are a whale, I am just telling you this for now, freaking whales, man, if you have these characters at P6, you can max them out. It's not that hard. And they do amazing just as much as everyone else. Snek could dish out like 20k a freaking punch at that time. So it's like, come on. He's literally just MUI Goku. Job working Saitama, he's all right. But, his job is to defend while your dudes do their jobs, okay? Now, if we're going to run the free-to-play team, obviously, we're going to run Snek. We're going to run Spring Mustachio as Composure Reduction. We're going to run you as Immunity. And we're going to run Tanape as attacker. Just kidding. Okay, so in this instance, we would actually run attacker Genos, SSR Genos attacker card, which you can get as an SR card. So, freaking, healer, composure breaker, immunity, and then attacker card. So, amazing team for purple. Honestly, probably one of the best free-to-play teams because of how stacked they are. They have a very, very interesting way of play, but that pretty much knocks it out for our team's guide. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them down below. Don't forget to like the video. It helps out the channel quite a bit. And take it easy and peace out.